Hey gang, it's your old buddy Platt, and today I asked the question, cotton candy, will it ferment? That's next. Alright gang, it's been a few weeks since I've fermented something, so I thought we were due. A little bit of disclosure, I had originally tried this experiment before with cotton candy. As you guys know, I love being honest and giving a little background. I tried this before. You might remember I had a special wide mouth 1 gallon fermenter that came in my, I think, hard seltzer kit. And I thought that'd be perfect for this, considering, you know, big pieces of cotton candy or whatever. I was throwing some cotton candy in, went to stir it with a spoon, and the bottom of that thing blew out, and I had a mess everywhere. So I had to scrap that try, but I have the heart of a champion, and we weren't going to give up on this, so I got some more cotton candy, and that's what we're going to check today to see if cotton candy will ferment. Real quick, you guys know I like doing a little bit of research, so I did a little research into the history of cotton candy. Cotton candy was originally referred to as spun sugar. It was an expensive item to make, and only the wealthy enjoyed it. They believe the origins go back to the 19th century in Europe, even though some think it might have gone as far back as the 15th century in Italy. What we know of as cotton candy today is created by a machine, and the original machine, the first cotton candy making machine, was invented in 1897. It was invented by a dentist, William Morrison. I know them dentists are up to something. This is a scam. I see through you guys. Anyway, dentists invented cotton candy, and it was originally referred to as fairy floss. And I believe today in Australia they still may have products that they refer to as fairy floss. But that was what it was called, or I think also candy floss. But by the time it gained traction here in the U.S., became cotton candy. The cotton candy machine made its big debut at the 1904 World's Fair, where they sold over 68,000 boxes at 25 cents a piece. That comes out today at a little over $7, about $7.25 a box now. So they made a pretty penny that World's Fair. So real quick, anything that we try to ferment, we know the key, whether it will ferment or not, is checking out the ingredients. So let's see what we're working with here in cotton candy. Unfortunately, again, it didn't work out. But the first time I tried this, the package that I bought of cotton candy, on the front had all kinds of things. It's fat-free and it was gluten-free. Again, it's basically sugar, but they were saying just basically it was health food. No fat, no sugar, no sodium, or not no sugar, but no fat, no gluten, no sodium. It had to make me chuckle a little bit. But reading the label here, our ingredients are sugar, which is what we need for the yeast. Then we have artificial flavoring and colors, including red food dye number 40 and blue food dye number 1. And that's it. No preservatives, nothing else added to it. This is glorified sugar, which is what we need. As far as the artificial colors and flavorings, several of the products we try had different food dyes. However, I know the sports drink had like yellow food dye. Again, this has not stopped us. So according to the package, does not seem to be anything keeping us from fermenting. Now I have 3 4-ounce packages, three 3.4-ounce packages, so roughly 10 ounces of cotton candy is what we're going to use. Again, this is just plain sugar, so you know, if we want to ramp it up with more sugar, less sugar, what have you. Again, this is just to see, can we get to ferment. So I got 3 packages, and I picked all blue. Again, there's no flavor tied with the color, just more for aesthetics, just so it's all blue. It doesn't look all different kinds of colors. So that's what we got. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to heat a little bit of water, because water just melts the sugar faster, you know, it incorporates easier. So let me heat up some water. We'll come back, toss in the cotton candy, and we'll get this going. All right, gang, so I'm heating up some water. Like I said, just hotter water makes it easier to blend in the cotton candy. I have my fermentation vessel sanitizing. Because I broke that glass one, I wanted to find one with a wide mouth, so I found this plastic container with a wide mouth. I still have glass carboys, but I'm just going to tell you, if you have a chance, go with plastic over glass because you avoid stuff like I was talking about earlier. You bust open a fermenter, it's a mess. That stuff gets real sticky. Whatever you're brewing is going to have tons of sugar. It's just a mess. Let me suggest plastic if you can. On this, we're not going to bring this to a boil. You could, if you wanted to, for sanitation purposes, if you just want to be extra careful. I found that I don't have to, especially as long as I take care of the sanitation. I've got my airlock in there. I sanitize my fermentation vessel. We should be fine there. But I want to heat up. I probably got about a quart of water or so heating up there. And we're just going to go ahead and, oh my gosh, wow, that was amazing. How quick that dissolved. Oh my gosh. Actually, we're going to take a quick video of that on the next bag. Let me show you. All right, just watch how quick this goes. We got a nice blue color and whoa, just like that. Give it a little stir. I think I can sit here and watch you do that for hours. All right, so we went ahead, got all that sugar, cotton candy in. We threw it in the fermenter with some cool water. Now it's time to do our gravity reading to see where we're at. Again, this is, cotton candy's pure sugar. We're only throwing in 10 ounces, so we're probably not going to get a high gravity reading. Again, you can always throw in more. We're just wanting to get enough to get a fermentation going. So let's see where we're at. All right, we are at roughly 10.030. If we could get to 1.00 on our gravity, that's going to get us 3.9 to 4 range, which is not bad. Low session beer, whatever. Enough to see that we've got something, working here, what have you. So, again, you can always pitch in more cotton candy. One of the things I know is I love that deep blue color we got. I hope taste-wise this turns out well, just to match the color we got. Again, the yeast I always use in these experiments, Saf Ale USO5. It's just a good, clean ale yeast. You can use whatever yeast you want to. I suggest, again, something, good clean yeast, maybe a clean wine yeast or something like that. I wouldn't get too crazy with the yeast, but this is what we're using. I'm going to go ahead and pitch that. We'll come back in about 24 hours, see if we get some bubbling in our airlock, and then hopefully a week from now we'll come back, give her a taste test, and check our gravity. All right, gang, so it's been about a week, so it's time to check our gravity, see where we're at. We started out at only 1.030. This is a very low gravity brew. We're just, again, trying to see if this ferments. We know that cotton candy is basically pure sugar, so if we want to ramp up the ABV, we can always add more. Again, we're just seeing if this ferments. So let's check our gravity. All right, we're coming in at around 1.10. That's probably going to put us around the mid-2s as far as alcohol by volume. I could let this probably ferment out a few more days. Remember with sugar, any kind of sugar wash, mash, whatever the term you want to use, we should probably add a little yeast nutrient. If just left alone, it takes a little more work for the yeast to get through that sugar. They probably need a little nutrient. So Again, I could probably let this ferment out a little bit longer, and we should get into the 3s if I would let this go a few more days. But it did ferment. We did have something that fermented, so cotton candy, it will ferment. So now, the most important part, let's give her a try. This looks like it might taste good or whatever, but again, there's really no flavoring in that cotton candy. You do pick up a little bit of the yeast smell that you get in some of these washes. Let's give her a try. Not really much flavor. You get a little bit of sweetness. Don't pick up too much of the yeast taste. It's really not much taste there. Again, in the mid-2s alcohol-wise, I would probably have to drink this whole thing before I'd even think about getting buzzed. But again, we know this now works. I could probably throw in a couple more packages of cotton candy in there. We could have got to the 4s. Probably a little, something more body-wise, maybe a little more ABV-wise. Again, there's probably not going to be any flavor. But as an experiment, this is a neat little idea. We're able to turn cotton candy into alcohol. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Until next time, bottoms up.